Okay, so I'll get to that in a second. So here we go, right? This idea of balance, of trying, and even we see it illustrated in this card with this Two of Winter. Here's this fairy right in the center, and he's trying to get some balance. He's trying to figure out which direction he kind of wants to go in. What's most important to him? I say he because it's a boy here, but it's male or female. It's really the energy of the card. Trying to make a decision based on feeling more balanced, a sense of balance, wanting to feel more in alignment with head and heart here. So that's happening in the area of love and romance for you, Aries, during this time period. Either yourself or someone that you're with is kind of having this sort of energy, wanting to settle in, to see everything, to feel balanced within, because what's coming feels big. You're intuiting that there is change on the horizon. Again, we have change here at the top with the balance card. We have change down here with the Hierophant. And then we have the Empress, all about creativity, taking action upon the things that she desires and feels passionate about. Fertility, if anyone's looking to possibly start a family, can't decide. Pregnancy, exploration in the manifest world. Like you just want to feel, even as I'm feeling this energy from her, like she's feeling very kind of balanced here, but she's tilting one way. It's like here she is balanced with her hands up on her skirts like that, holding her skirt up, but then she's tilting in one way, and she's tilting towards creation. She's tilting towards manifestation here, and so that's kind of what you're working on. You have the keys necessary to unlock this. I've never really noticed this before, but there's actually a lock here in the shape of a heart. And so whatever, and this is kind of this card too, right? Make a decision from your heart here. And so whatever that key is that unlocks the heart will unlock the creativity, the manifestation, the fertility, whatever it is for you, Aries. It's really, the Empress is a very powerful energy regarding, wanting to create, right? And so with that push, with this kind of in the beginning of this time period, it kind of feels like you're going into this time period with this idea of like, I'm not quite sure where I want to go. What's happening? I'm going to take a little time to figure things out, to get aligned, to feel balanced, and then I'm going to take action, right? And when you take action, Aries, you want to make sure that you gather up the ideas and the clarity and then move along, right? So that's kind of what you're doing here. With the Seven of Winter card, it's about kind of leaving something behind, but going towards something where you feel the most clarity. You've gathered up the things that are most, the tools that will be the most efficient for you with your mind, right? The things that will cut through what's coming up for you is how it feels. Now the text of this card does say, and because it's a general reading, I want to make sure I cover everybody, but this is how I'm feeling it for you, as I've already mentioned here. But the text of this card does say, there is a better choice, not seeing things clearly, running away from the truth. But for me, this card, in particular right now for you, Aries, is about gathering up the most clarity, the tools that bring you the most clarity, the ideas that have stood the test of time, the ideas that have solidified during this period of sort of, not stagnation necessarily, but balance, this period of time where you've been balancing what it is you want to do. What do you want to create in love? Do you want to create a baby? Do you want to create a partnership? Yes, if you do, you want to be more balanced about it. You want to be more in alignment with your true self, not looking at old patterns, or not bringing old patterns with you. And I say that because right here in the center, we have the Release Your Ex card. So let's look at these cards. Big message for Aries, right? Love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. So many different ways to read that, but I'll just read the text because I really want to focus in on this for you. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. And then we do have the forgiving and learning, right? So as I see this for you, love yourself first. There's so many, I've mentioned this before in other videos, so how do I want to say it for you today? What this means, in particular, during this time period for you, Aries, based on this spread, is loving yourself first means getting aligned with what you want, right? Loving yourself first right now isn't about like pampering yourself necessarily, unless that feels like it's helping you align any kinds of imbalances that you may be experiencing, helping you get more clear on what it is you want, as opposed to always trying to please your partner, as opposed to trying to change yourself to please another. Is kind of the message that's coming through here about balancing, understanding that your worth, but understanding your worth from a place where not someone else is giving you that sense of worth, but where you're feeling it inside, that sense of balance. Okay. But the big energy I kind of feel here for you, because we have all this change up here, we have the change down here with the Hierophant, often indicating teachers, school, spirituality, religions, institutions. And for you, it's about partnership. This is very much about partnership for you with the Hierophant. And again, balance. I'm really drawn to these cranes, whatever they are, flying in balance. These two women honoring the institutions that they've been involved with, honoring the teachers in their lives in the area of love. That includes ex-lovers, and all of that is at play here. Because as we see this card, Aries, she's kissing his ring, right? She's honoring the wisdom that he's helped her achieve. It's not necessarily a sexual card, although this is the Tarot of Sexual Magic, but it's not graphic in that way. It's more about honoring the teachers, honoring the institutions of marriage, things like that. Okay, and so then we have, so let's release your ex card, right? So it's not, for some of you, it may be actually releasing an actual ex-girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, but it's also about releasing the patterns where you felt out of balance, releasing patterns that you can kind of look back upon and say, wow, I recognize a pattern in my past relationship that goes back to maybe my first love, or maybe a certain period of my time, or maybe it goes back to how I watched my parents interact, where I learned how to be less than who I know myself to be. Or if that is the pattern, it's going to be different for everybody. It's a general reading, but I'm really thinking about this idea of balance for you in the sense of imbalance. What does that mean for you as you look back at releasing not only a person here, but a pattern within your life surrounding love and romance? And not everything will be revealed. Do your best to be kind and loving to yourself, because with the moon here, it's like it takes time. Again, this card does say there's no need to rush. It takes time. It's okay. Aries, not everything can be released in a day or even in a month, but you're taking the steps to do that. And there's tremendous energetic support for you during this time period from your guides and angels as you take those steps to look back. Again, see, this is about looking back, forgiving and learning, releasing old patterns, about family, maybe about relationships where maybe someone has passed on to the spirit side and you still are carrying hurts and resentments, allowing yourself to open your heart more to forgive. Forgiving is a tremendous gift to self, really. Energetically, you open yourself wide open when you forgive. It's most healing for the person who is actually forgiving. And forgiving yourself. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in the present moment. So that's a big message for you, Aries. It's going to be different for everybody how that plays out. But I'm really drawn to this Hierophant. It could be that you're making a decision about creating a marriage, creating a union, because the Hierophant does represent institutions such as the institution of marriage, churches, synagogues, temples, all of that, spiritual teachings. It could even be the reverse, because change can represent, leaving behind your ex-wife, husband, that kind of thing. Releasing the marriage even here.